What's going on, guys? So I actually got started already today working. The camera was dead, so I had to charge it. But so all I'm doing, I got a few different things. I ended up getting a heater core, some new heater line. I ended up getting a this is for the windshield leaks. I'm hoping I just kind of pop this trim off and goosh it in there and keep the rain off me. And then I was just gonna kind of real rough do the body work there. So just one quick coat, float it out in some, 120 or something like that, and reprimer it. It just won't have that hard line on it. Same thing with the fender, I'll do that. I went looking for some touch-up paint. I ended up getting a can mix, but it's really metallic-y compared to this, so I don't know what I'm going to be able to do there. Maybe I'll go down and get it scanned or try and find something, but that's what I'm doing today. So in between sanding and stuff, I'll probably start taking the heater core apart. Hopefully I can get away with taking that off without the fender and all sorts of ugliness. So here's where I got. I just kind of roughed it out. I mean, it's rough there, but this came out decent. I mean, it wasn't too bad to start. Probably didn't show up super great in camera because it was just kind of welded by a couple coats of filler, and I just reprimered it so it looks decent. Feathered in the bottom there, it's still kind of rough, but good enough. So now what I'm doing is I'm gonna try and change the heater core. So job one is to pull both the hoses off. You have to take this little cover off, and unfortunately there's bolts down there. So I got it up on stands, pulled the wheel, and I'm going to try and take this inner fender liner out. So it's going to be right up in there. So my advice on this, every bolt you can get to, spray it down with some penetrating oil, and you're trying to take the bolts out. Don't just hammer them all the way, go back and forth a little bit, and hopefully you're not going to break any bolts, because when you break them, especially the ones holding the fender liner to the fender, they're ugly to get out. So take your time, hopefully they'll come out easy, and yeah, once I get in there I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I managed to just kind of pull the fender liner down a little bit. There's a couple of bolts, hopefully you can see. This is the box right here, but you can see now it's all loose and kind of fall right out. And this right here, so that's your heater core. So it's basically just a little radiator. So it's just going to have a little couple of spring clips to hold it in place, and then these little I guess the little exits, enter and exit, just kind of pop in. So I'll pop that out and show you the new one. All right, every car guy can relate to this. So I ordered the parts, they came in. It turns out this is the one that came out of the car. So pretty simple little heater core, fits in like that. This is the one I took it out of the box. I probably should have taken it out ahead of time, because clearly it would have been different. This is with AC. This is with no AC, which I obviously don't have. But you can kind of see that's the box and all that comes out of. Anyways, I called the parts store. All I do all the time, I didn't do it this time. I go on Rock Auto and I just Google it and just double check the part number. So that's pretty simple. Go online, double check, and then the counter guys are good. Usually everybody makes mistakes, or who knows, maybe they sent the wrong one. But so anyways, I'm just gonna go return this, and I'll be back in a half hour. You guys won't even know anything different. I'll put it back together. I'm back. There's the proper one. Clearly see that that's the right one, so I'll get working on that. I think what I might do actually is just put a coat of filler on the quarter panel, shmoo it up, and I'll let that dry while I put this in. So it'll probably take me 20 minutes, and then I'll be ready to start sanding. So everything's back together. I put the heater hoses on. They're flowing coolant around, which is nice. Liners in. While I was at, I actually changed out these old terminals because they were junk. Put a couple of new ones in. So overall, pretty good. I'm just going to do a little cleaning up here, have a little supper, and then when I come back, I do a little bit of body work. So just like I said, put the first coat on there, so I'll sand that down, and then I want to put the license plate light in. And I got these little adapters here to hook up the tailpipes, so I'll be back at it in about an hour. All right, I'm back. Flip the car around so I could work on this side. So I sanded it all down, put a little bit more in a few spots. I loaded up the fender, so I'm just kind of letting that stuff set up. Sand that down, be done with it, blow the thing out. I think that's pretty much all I'm gonna do. I drove it a little bit, so I'm gonna let it cool off, take the rad cap off, make sure it's full of water, in case it's got some air locks in there and stuff from being in the heater core. Actually, I'm gonna try and make sure it had heat. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I was trying to play with the tailpipes a little bit, but I don't know. This exhaust is off something else, so they're a little funny. I do want to have pipes where it dumps out outside of the car, because they just you can see it there where they drop out. It's not terrible, but it's a little drony when you're cruising, so I'd like to kind of eliminate that and have it dump out right behind the rear tire. So I might even have to take it somewhere and get that done, because that's priority. And then I was screwing around with the license plate light, and basically needs to be taken apart, cleaned, and put back together. So hopefully I'll get that done tonight as well. But if not, I just want it all in primer, and I want to wash it and blow it all off. And sun's going down. It's about 8:30 here, so I only got maybe an hour left for working in the dark. So the quarter is basically done, ready for primer. I put one more coat on the fender. I also took all the trim off the window, which is a bit of a pain. You gotta use a special tool to get these little clips off. This thing leaks real bad when it rains. It fills up this little channel. This little penny it's stuck in here was all full of water. So I ended up getting some windshield adhesive stuff. And my plan is just to kind of re-goosh it in there, all around, and try and seal it up. So I'll get on that. So here's the glass. I just kind of went all the way around, and I gooshed all in with my finger, so it's between the glass and everything. It actually looked fine. There's a few spots that were kind of low and it was really cracked, so I'm hoping that's all it was. But yeah, that's basically that. It's supposed to be ready to drive in a half an hour, so I'll let it sit for a little bit while I finish off this fender, put the trim back on, and that's it. It's been about a half hour. Put the trim back on. Seems like it's all on there. I got all the little clips. I masked off just about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of fog around and blend it in. I just masked there because of the Malibu emblem. And then here, same thing. I'll just pop the door open, go around there, this little section there, probably just kind of kiss that little lip, rip down the side, a couple of coats of primer, and that's it for tonight. All right, so it's about 9:30. Sun's going down, but the car's done. So it's just you know, re-primered. Both sides there, everything's kind of looking good. I'm just going to spin it around, top up the radiator, because I'm sure it'll be low from changing the hoses there and putting a heater core in. But yeah, that's it. Lots of work done tonight, but I like it. So I think I'm done with this thing for a couple days. I got to clean the garage up because it's trashed. And when I get back on the 55, I'm going to go pick the oil pan up for it, hopefully either tomorrow or Thursday, next couple days. Put that on there, maybe get it wired up at least just to make some engine noises, because that's always motivating. And yeah, that's it. So let me know, you guys what you want to see there. I mean, you want a beater Chevelle. I mean, the Nova I haven't really been touching at all lately, but it still runs and drives, does its thing. And you know, 55's the 55. It is what it is. I just went over the bill, so I bought this thing for a few $1,000, and then I tossed another couple hundred into it. So that's all the lights working. You know, a little bit of primer, stuff like that. I had body filler and all that. Heater hoses, heater core, plugs. I had to buy those. I had some spark plug wires, had a rotor, had a cap, you know, all that sort of stuff. And then just kind of a once over. I did an oil change on it, so that was whatever, 20 bucks. But yeah, so it's a pretty cheap little project, and everything seems to work on it, so I can daily drive it. So it's pretty good. So let me know what you guys think, what you want to see next, or what you want to see more of, and I'll try and accommodate it.